Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be speaking about the Indigenous versus Maori All-Stars game, the World Club Challenge between St Helens and the Sydney Roosters, and we'll touch on the NRL trials in relation to the games on the weekend. Stick around guys, let's get into it. So the first trial saw the Parramatta Eel take on the South Sydney Rabbitoh. Very tough Grizzly game. Errors from both sides, leaky defence for the most part. Thought our goal line defence was pretty terrible, to be honest. The Rabbitohs ran away winners here, 28 points to 24. There was a great try by Jackson Paulo. He scored a double in the match. Thought he played really well. Corey Allen played fairly well. Hayes Dunster for the Parramatta Eel, very good in the nines, and I thought he backed it up with this performance, so I was quite happy with that. Reece Davies was good for the most part as well. Ethan Parry in the centres also played pretty good. Jaeman Salmon I thought was quite quiet. He had a really good nines tournament, but I don't know, I expected a bit more. I like Jaeman Salmon. I think he's developing as a player. And Nathan Brown was really good, as well as Regan Campbell-Gillard being on the field. But that was the first trial match. Second one, I personally admit that I didn't watch this one. The Manly Seagulls versus the Brisbane Broncos. This says 0-0, but I know that's wrong. It was 16 points to 12 win over the Brisbane Broncos. Brisbane. I can't really see the stats here. For some reason, the NRL app isn't working, which is unfortunate. It's funny, Brisbane played two trials. Apparently, they played against the Cowboys as well on Saturday night, which I'll get to in a moment. Belly Bears beat the Gold Coast Titans 18 points to 16. Tanner Boyd scored 2 out of 3 conversions. Dale Copley scored a try. I thought Greg Laziano was pretty good. The winger for the Gold Coast Titans coming from the Parramatta Eel. I like what I saw of him and Tanner Boyd in this match. There wasn't much of a first grade side as such for the Titans, so I'll leave that match alone. The Warriors lost to the Melbourne Storm 18 points to 16. Quite a strong team from the Melbourne Storm. Nicho Hynes, Justin Olam, Shandor Earl, Cooper Johns, Harry Grant, Max King and Eisenhuth. I thought it was a fairly good squad. Wade Egan's first time at hooker. He looked really good for the Warriors. Harris Tavita looked good in the 5'8" role as well. Be interesting to see whether Harris Tavita or Nikorima gets the role. This one I saw coming, but maybe not this scoreline. St George Illawarra Dragons thumped the Newcastle Knights 38 points to 12. Jordan Pereira scoring 4 tries. The only player to do it, I believe, since Nathan Cleary last year in the final round against the Newcastle Knights as well. So Newcastle Knights leaking lots of points. Tex Hoy was fairly good at fullback, as Kalen Ponga had the Maori duty. I don't think they would have played him anyway. I was surprised that these both teams played their halves. Kurt Mann, Mitchell Pearce, Corey Norman, Ben Hunt. I was really surprised that someone didn't step up and play in the halves. I was expecting reserve grade players there. But the Knights, they fielded a very good team. But unfortunately, Dragons were too good. And I liked what I saw of the St George Illawarra Dragons. This one here was really cool. The Sharks and the Bulldogs at halftime. It was the Sharks leading the Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs got the better of them, 30 points to 18. Will Hopewade played fullback as Dallin Watene-Zelezniak was off on other duties. The Bulldogs looked really good in this match, and Brandon Wakeham looked really fresh as well. Penrith Panthers beat the West Tigers convincingly, 32 points to 4. At Penrith Stadium at home. Tigers were dismal, that's all I'll say. And the Cowboys beat the Broncos with 10 minutes to go, or 15 minutes to go, in a Ruben Cotter double, and 18 points to 16. Classic Queensland derby. Valentine Holmes played about 40 minutes. He looked really good in the first half. Jesse Arthurs looked good for the Broncos. Brady Croft didn't look too bad either for when he was on the field. And Pangai Jr. looked very fresh for the Broncos. But they were the trial matches. The next game, brilliant game, the Indigenous All-Stars up against the Maori All-Stars. I was expecting a pretty good game, but not as good as it was. I freaking enjoyed this game a lot. The Indigenous side, a very good try and backflip from Blake Ferguson. Robert's speed was very good. Addo-Carr was fairly quiet, I thought, for the most part. Josh Kerr played well in that prop position. Wade Graham suffering an injury, unfortunately. As well as Chris Smith, not good signs there. Peachy looked good when he came on. Didn't like Latrell Mitchell at fullback. He's a centre. He should stay there. I'll give him a chance. I'll give him 4 games, and then I will expect Wayne Bennett to shift him back into the centres. I really liked what I saw of Alex Johnston. I thought Alex Johnston was really good. Was he off the bench? Yeah, he was off the bench, but he had quite a bit of time, it looked like. Alex Johnston at fullback for me, for South Sydney Rabbitoh. As for the Maori side, Kalen Ponga was fairly good at fullback. Dallin Waitini-Selesniak was probably my favourite player in the first half. I thought Jerome Hughes in the number 7 jersey did quite well with Cody Nikorima. Jesse Bromwich was okay. Outstanding Brandon Smith, block of cheese at hooker. I honestly hate to say this, but when Cam Smith retires, which I kind of hope is soon, nothing against him, great player. I think we need to blood the Melbourne Storm with these new talents, and I think Brandon Smith is exactly what they need. He was fantastic last night. I can't wait to see more of him. Isaac Luke off the bench played pretty good as well. A lot of bench play, but a 30-16 win for the Maori. 2 tries to Brandon Smith, and then a try in the final minute to Dylan Walker. As I said, Blake Ferguson and the backflip, but really good game. Maoris were up 12-10 at half time. They ran away with it. I thought it was a brilliant game of footy. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. The Sydney Roosters have now made history, winning back-to-back titles for the NRL Premierships, as well as back-to-back title for the Betfred World Club Challenge. Against St Helens, the Super League team that won last year. I don't watch a lot of Super League, but I quite like the St Helens team. If I was to pick a team, that would probably be my team. I think a lot of talent comes out. I love Luke Thompson. Can't wait to see him with the Bulldogs. He scored a try in the first 5 minutes, but it was the Roosters that ran out winners here, 20 points to 12. Luke Keary played really well, in my opinion, as well. Tommy Mackinson from, I believe that's his name, Luke Thompson I mentioned. Daniel Tupou was absolutely superb. Thought he had a really great game. And as I mentioned, Luke Keary getting that man of the match role. Kyle Flanagan had some missed opportunities, but I think he can develop as a player. I don't know if I'd hand the goal kicking over to him just yet. CSI Takiaho had some very good breaks. And Tedesco was good, but for the most part, he was quiet. But the thing that won the Roosters this game was not their attack. I didn't think their attack was very good, but their defence was brilliant. Players like Mitchell Orbison, Victor Radley, Jared Warrior-Hargraves was outstanding. He was probably one of the best players on the field, in my opinion. St Helens had a lot more opportunity. They just couldn't seize those opportunities. I would say St Helens were the better team, but the Roosters creating those opportunities and actually scoring from them, creating errors for the St Helens side. Props to the Sydney Roosters for this win. It was a really enjoyable match. If you watched it, let me know what you thought of it in the comment. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
Subscribe to Entertain House.